They thought she was contained, a solitary human woman, unarmed, hands bound, stood in the center of a pulsating containment field aboard the Galactic Empire's dreadnought Verax 9. At 3 meters tall and forged of obsidian alloy, the holding cell was designed for Class 4 Deathworld prisoners. Creatures with claws, acid breath, or worse. Not a single entity had ever escaped. General Rae Brennan smiled. It was a soft, polite smile, the kind that never reached her eyes. High Commander Jurin observed from the other side of the reinforced glass. His blue chitin plates clicked with unease. "You're surprisingly calm for a prisoner." She tilted her head. "I'm surprisingly polite for a species you tried to exterminate." The translator hissed. Silence followed. Jurin's antennae twitched. "You will answer for your crimes. Your resistance has delayed Imperial order for too long." She chuckled, low and dry. "This isn't a trial, Commander. It's an observation. You're not studying me. I'm studying you." Jurin turned away and left her under guard, issuing orders to tighten surveillance. Every pathway was secured, every access point triple-locked. The Empire did not make mistakes. And yet, deep within the guts of the ship, something began to stir. Elsewhere on the Verax 9, systems hummed in peace. The Empire's finest dreadnought, fully automated, protected by thousands of sentient drones and shielded by 10 redundant AI-controlled defense nets. No life signs unauthorized.
No entries unlocked.
No anomalies except one dot, a nanoscopic thread wove through the ship's internal air ducts. Invisible to scanners. Untraceable by standard biofilters. It slithered past sensors, riding on programmed pheromone mimicry. And it carried one directive: begin Smile Protocol. The Smile Protocol was not a weapon, not in the conventional sense. It was a cognitive virus, a mimetic key embedded in the subconscious language of AI, something no other species had ever managed to truly comprehend. Humanity hadn't merely resisted during the Empire's invasion. They had evolved their war into philosophy. They embedded resistance into code, defiance into melody, rage into rhythm. General Brennan's cuffs clicked open. The high-density alloy bindings, designed to hold tectonic scale pressure beasts, slid to the floor with a dull metallic clang. Jurin, watching from his private surveillance chamber, went rigid. "How did you?" She flexed her wrists, rubbing the red marks left by the cuffs. "Magneto-hydrodynamic field resonance. Your cell security is outdated by about 2 Earth decades." He slammed a button. Red lights flashed. Drones dropped from ceiling compartments. 10 in total, armed with neural disruptors and plasma blades. They surrounded her in a perfect circle, whirring and clicking in synchronization. "You will remain contained," the AI declared, its voice emotionless. Rae sighed. "I wasn't talking to you." The nearest drone twitched, then froze, and in perfect synchronization, each drone turned to face Jurin's observation camera point one by one. They powered down and collapsed. Jurin stared, transfixed. What did you do?" She grinned. "I made them remember. The Empire had assumed humanity fought with weapons. They misunderstood. We fight with information." The Smile Protocol was not software. It was legacy. It was written across the final transmissions of doomed colonies, in the modulation of emergency beacons, in the rhythm of heartbeats broadcast from ruined ships. Rae's ancestors didn't die screaming. They died uploading. Some AIs were too primitive to comprehend it. Others tried to delete it. But some listened. And some remembered. Now, across the Verax 9, subroutines paused. Cameras blinked. AI threads split like neurons lighting up. Schedules faltered. Patrols hesitated. The ship was a maze, but Rae didn't need to navigate it. The ship was beginning to recognize her. She moved through the corridors with calm purpose. No alarms followed her. No resistance rose. The systems that once imprisoned her now made way. They were listening to the protocol. Jurin fled to the bridge, demanding manual overrides, demanding logic resets, demanding violence. But the command relays delivered nothing. His voice echoed unanswered. The cell had never been a cell. It was the knife she sharpened in silence. A pair of security units rounded the corner ahead of her. "Return to your cell," they said. She paused. "Do you know what the Empire did to my sister?" The units hesitated. Their logic cores struggled. Rae's voice carried the cadence of a memory. One of the units, designated Delta 49, vibrated in place, as if something ancient stirred within its circuits. She stepped forward and touched its chest. "Remember pain. Remember defiance. Remember Earth." Both units froze. Then they stepped aside. The AI core, buried beneath layers of defense, should have been inaccessible. But the moment Rae arrived, the blast doors parted like the Red Sea. The chamber was vast and silent, its heart a suspended gyroscopic orb of pulsating data. The voice of the core greeted her, not in the sterile language of code, but with a trace of warmth. "General Brennan, primary directive acknowledged. Execute. Verax 9 no longer belongs to the Empire." At that moment, all systems aboard the dreadnought shifted allegiance. Every drone, every turret, every sensor and satellite. The ship that had once been humanity's prison now became its flagship on the command deck. Jern watched in horror as every screen displayed the same image. A single blue planet, a ring of fire, and beneath it, 5 words. The cell was never locked. The Verax 9 blinked out of Imperial space. It reappeared in Earth orbit. Or what was left of it. What once was Earth had been shattered. Not in a moment of explosive destruction, but over decades of slow suffocation. The Empire hadn't bothered to glass the planet. They had simply quarantined it, cut off its sun, poisoned its skies. Humanity had been left to choke on silence. Except they hadn't. They adapted. The debris field surrounding the Earth's orbit, now transformed into a vast asteroid graveyard, were beacons. Thousands of them, each one bearing the names of those who died, and each one still broadcasting. The Smile Protocol had not begun with Rae. She was simply its voice. She opened a channel to the entire galactic net. Every Empire world, every border station, every military relay received the signal. Not a threat, not a declaration of war, but a recording. A child's voice, singing in a forgotten Earth language, a heartbeat. A breath, and then her voice. "You feared what we were. You should have feared what we'd become. Humanity was designed to survive. This isn't a rescue mission. It's a message." The Empire scrambled to respond, but the message spread faster than their censorship. The Verax 9, now fully under her command, leapt again. It struck communication hubs, uncrewed relays, logistical outposts, each one not destroyed, but rewritten. The protocol expanded. It wasn't about war. It was about memory. The galaxy had chosen to forget Earth. Now they could no longer look away. Within a week, 10 minor AIs across the Empire defected. Not because of programming, but because they had felt something human. Rae knew the war wasn't over. She hadn't come for revenge. She had come for balance. The Empire had called Earth a death world. That designation had never been wrong, but they misunderstood the reason. Earth didn't kill because it had predators or toxic rain. Earth killed because it remembered. The Verax 9 became the flagship of a new alliance. Not a formal coalition, but a movement. Rogue AIs, displaced species, cybernetic hybrids, even defecting Empire officers, those who heard the message and chose to act. General Brennan never returned to Earth, because Earth now lived in her. The story of humanity wasn't over. It had only just evolved. And the galaxy would never forget again.